Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Babz and that is Benny, and this is my channel Balance with Babz. Today's Lymph yoga practice is a floor-based practice. We're going to start in standing and we're going to do some strengthening for the lower body, and then we'll end with a nice relaxation at the end. So get in something comfy and come and meet us on your mat. So welcome to your practice. We're going to start in a standing position, but if that doesn't feel good today, you can always just start in a seated position as well. But today's focus is a lymph yoga practice for the lower extremities. So we're going to build some strength and some blood flow and some lymph drainage in the lower half of the body. We're just going to start here in our mountain pose. So palms facing one another, feet about hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. Then get a little slight bend in the knees, maybe a little bit of a bounce here in the legs just to activate through our large muscles in the legs. Then drop the shoulders down away from the ears as you lift the top of the head up towards the sky. Taking a slow breath in here in our mountain pose, inhale. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. As you inhale, feel your belly lift, the center of your body expands. And as you exhale, letting it all release. If you close your eyes, can you feel your feet rooted down? Maybe put pressure into the right foot and then the left. Top of the head is the peak of the mountain, the arms are the sides of the mountain, the feet is the roots. Maybe just imagine in your mind this tall, beautiful mountain of you, strong, stable, secure, and filled with wonders, emotions, energies. And then just feel your physical body here in stillness. And then we're going to place our palms together, fingertips together, setting our intention today to find a little lightness throughout the mind, the body. And then finding a little bit of grounding and stability in the mind and the body. So this balance between energy, uplifting, alertness, and grounding, relaxation. So we want to find that sweet spot in the middle today. And then arms release down by your sides. We're going to start our practice with breath of joy. So it's 3 quick inhales and a long exhale. So this is a good practice to do in the morning to get your body flowing, get everything moving. So it looks like this. You're going to inhale, arms parallel to the earth. And then inhale the arms out to the side. Inhale the arms all the way up. And then exhale, either arms just release down by your sides, or you can let your torso go between the legs as you release the air. So we're going to do 5 rounds of this. So short breath in, long exhale, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, exhale, breath in, exhale, inhale, inhale, inhale. 2 more rounds, breathe in, exhale, last one. And then hands to the thighs, keep the knees bent here. Imagine you're sitting your bum down into a chair. Lower a little bit more, and then inhale, straighten through the legs, reach the arms all the way up. Reach up, let the sides of your waist, and then imagine you're grabbing a rope from the sky and you're just getting a little bit into the side ribs, expanding through the body. Good, and then soften the arms and we'll begin manual lymph drainage. So hands to the chest, Trying to get skin to skin contact, and then we'll begin some circular pumps here right at the collarbones, opening up our major drains here. And then coming to the neck, stretching that skin down. Taking some nice breaths as you do this. Maybe check in with the feet as you're standing. Maybe lift the toes and then drop it back down. And then hands to the armpits. You can do both hands here, and you're gonna pump the armpits as the elbows come up and down. Good. And then come into the lower ribs, creating some circular pumps here. And then the lower belly, circular pumps here. And then pinkies by the hip bones. You're gonna pump as you march. So you're gonna pump and kind of move and pulse that tissue up towards the belly button as you march. So you're getting a little skin stretch as well as that hip flexor activation. So if you're in the chair, you can pump through the hip bones and just lift one knee and then the other. Good. Then release the hands down, shake out the arms a bit. And then bend through the knees. Bring your hands behind the knees, and we're gonna pump behind the knees. Keep your chest lifted for a moment. Bring the shoulders back. And then straighten through the legs, lift the arms up, stretch everything up. Hands come down through heart center, bring the hands back to the belly, spread the fingers wide, 3 resisted breaths here. So inhale, push, push, push. Exhale, let it release. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, breathe in. Exhale. And then back to our major drain here at the center. And then arms by your sides. We're gonna lift the heels up and then drop them down. So get a little activation through the legs. The arms can start to swim up and then down. Good. And then drop the feet down, strong through the legs. We're gonna bend the legs again, so you're coming into chair legs, hands to the thighs, and we're gonna take cat and cow here. So really sink low, and then you're gonna inhale, stick the bum out as you drop the belly, open up through the chest, and then as you exhale, round. So it's a little bit of a smaller movement than if you're in all fours, but start to get those same principles of inhale, flowing, opening up through the chest, lifting through the chin and the heart, and exhale, and you round. You can also do this in a seated position. Good. Strengthening through the legs. One more round. And then straighten the legs, lift the arms all the way up. Grab a hold of that right elbow. Ground down through that right foot, and then slowly leaning over towards the left. Breathing here, grabbing a hold of the elbow, so you're really lifting up and over. Good. And then grab a hold of both elbows, and then you're gonna dive your body down towards that left knee, over towards the right, and then bring yourself all the way up. So now you're grabbing a hold of the left elbow, leaning towards the right. Really find pressure in through that left foot. Another breath in here. And then grab a hold of both elbows. We're gonna take a big circle. So you're coming down, bend the knees, you're hovering over the thighs, and then you're lifting up and over. Big stretch for your abdominal region, the side body. Opening up all of these channels so that when the legs are moving, when the fluid is flushing, that fluid has somewhere to go. Nice. And then reverse the circle. You can always grab a hold of the forearms or even the wrists too, if the elbows feels a little too bunchy. But you're just taking some nice big circles. Good. Nice job, everyone. Breathing in and out. And then come back up to center, grab a hold of the elbows, bring the arms so that they surround the head, the biceps by the ears. Breathe in here. Breathe out here. And then extend the arms out to the side. Stretch the arms and then drop them down. Whoosh. Good. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, let it go. Breath in. And out. Good. And then we're gonna bring the legs wider. So if you're in the chair, you can still just bring your legs wider. Toes pointed out, heels pointed in. Arms relax down the back, shoulder blades down the back, arms by your sides. And then really try to just bring those shoulders down as you open up through the chest. Breathe in here. Exhale, we're gonna slide down the right leg as that left arm comes up the side body. And then back to center, and then a slow exhale as you come down. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. Breath in and out. Another breath in and out. Returning to center, let's roll the shoulders, helping that fluid keep moving through the body. We can swim the arms. And then we'll bend the knees. Knees are right over the ankles. Toes are still pointed out. Hands to the thighs as you sink low. And make sure the bottom's not sticking out too much. Really tuck the pelvis under so you engage through the low belly. Get as low as you can go here. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then your next breath in, lift the arms into our cactus arms. Tuck the pelvis under, sink a little lower. You got this. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Exhale, right back into it. Good. Inhale, lift and straighten. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, straight through the legs, lift through the arms. Exhale. Breathe in. And out. And then staying here, we're gonna lift the right heel, drop it down. Good job, lift the left heel. Drop it down, then see if you can lift both heels, sink a little lower for another breath in, and out, and then drop the heels, let it go. Ooh, and let the arms release. Heel toe the feet back in, and then we're gonna inhale, sweep the arms up, stretching up. Hands come down to heart center. And then we're gonna shift our weight into our right leg, coming onto the left toes. Finding nice strength in that long right leg. And then we're gonna inhale, lift that left leg up. Finding some movement in the ankle. Breathing here. Finding strength. Then flex those toes up towards the sky. Breathe in. Breathing out. And then drop that leg down. Good. We'll shift and sway. And then other side, shift the weight into the left leg. Right toes lift, hands to heart center. And we'll just lift that knee up, find some movement in the ankle. Engage through the lower abdominals, stand up tall. Flex the toes up towards the sky, breathe in. And then drop it down and move side to side. And then we're gonna come to the top of our mat, but we're gonna find a long edge. And then hands to heart center, you're gonna sink back into that chair position. The legs already might be a little bit activated, and we're gonna just slowly walk our way over towards the other side of the mat and then back. So keeping low. If you're in the chair, just bring one leg out to the side and then meet it and then kind of come back and forth. But staying nice and low, keeping the head and the heart lifted, but you're lowering down. A few more times like this. Breathing in and out. And then when you come to the center, straighten the legs, widen through the feet again. We'll inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, open arm and twist to the left. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, open arm, twist to the right. Inhale, lift and rise. And twist. Breathe in, lift up. And twist. Inhale, lift up, clasp the thumbs and stretch back. And then hands come down to heart center. Last little bit here in standing. We're gonna bring the heels in a little bit. Stop scratching my mat. And then we're gonna inhale, reach up. Hands come down to heart center and slowly lower. Inhale, stretch all the way up. Exhale, woo, let it go. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, slow and control, coming down. Inhale, up with energy. Exhale, lower. Last round. Nice and slow. Breathe in to lift. Exhale, let it go. Good. We'll come to the top of our mat. Inhale, lift the arms all the way up, and then hinge at the hips, bend through the knees as you come into a forward fold. Letting the head melt down, and then just shifting the weight side to side into the hips, bending one knee and then the other. Shaking the head, yes, shake it, no. Hi, Penny. Hi, Penny. And then planting the hands to the earth or onto a block, and we'll slowly come down onto our knees. Up onto the shins, letting the heart lift. Rolling the shoulders, or you can come just into a chair. And then we'll slowly come onto our bottoms. And we'll extend our legs out in front of us. Widen through the legs. And then we're gonna find that side body stretching. So just moving down one leg and then the other. And then we're gonna bring our right foot into the inner thigh. And then gently give a little pressure on that right thigh. And then inhale, reach the arms up, flex those left toes towards you. And we're gonna twist towards the right. So if you're in the chair, you're just inhaling, lifting, then twisting. You can use that top hand to really push that leg down. Breathing here. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Swivel over that long leg, and then we're gonna gently start to come down over that leg. It's okay to bend through that left knee. If you're in the chair, just bring that left foot out in front of you, heel on the ground, toes pointed up. So you're just getting through the hamstring of that right, or of that left leg. And then just let your body melt over this long leg. Trying to keep that right thigh down so you feel a nice stretch in that outer right hip as well. Both sides of the body easing into this. And then slowly lifting up. We're going to lift the arms up. If you're on the earth, bring that right hand behind you so that it comes down, fingers away. Bring that top hand up and over. And then everyone can do this. Even if you're in the chair, just bring that left arm up and over. But if you want a little bit more, start to point those left toes. Shift your weight forward so you roll onto that right shin. And you come onto the right shin. Pointing through that left long leg, feeling a stretch all the way down the body. Beautiful, good job. Breathe in here. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Hands come into heart center. Shift your weight back so you feel the pelvis tilting under. Engage the abdomen and see if you can lift the legs and switch. Good. And then starting with just finding an alignment, just getting a little bit of pressure through the legs, breathing in and out. And then inhale, reaching the arms up, twisting towards the left. Few breaths here. Flex that long leg, the toes on the right. And then inhale, reaching the arms up, swiveling over that long right leg, and then you just slowly hover. Again, trying to keep that bent thigh down so that you feel a stretch in that outer left hip. You can bend through the right knee to bring it closer to you. And just take a few breaths here, just allowing your torso to come down. It doesn't matter how far it comes to the leg, as long as you feel a lengthening sensation, a sense of relief and release. If you're in the chair, that right leg is just out in front of you, toes pointed back, and you're just forward folding over that right long leg. Good. Take another few breaths here. And then you're lifting both arms up. That left hand comes to your left side, fingertips facing away. Palm comes to the earth. And then side body bend with that right arm coming up and over, palm facing down. You can stay here or take this slow. Start to point that long leg. Point those right toes. Shift your weight forward and just get a feeling onto that left shin. And then if you want, you can slowly start to keep rolling so that you lift your body up. Stretching through that top arm. Breathe in here. If you're in the chair, you can continue to take that side body stretch. Another breath in. Another breath out here. And then a slow descend down. Releasing the arms. This time bring the arms by your sides. Bring the legs forward, feet to the earth, hands to the shins. And then we'll get some movement in the pelvis. So rocking and rolling, cat and cow. Releasing energy through the body. And then hands come behind you or on the sides of the chair, fingertips facing forward, and then we'll just get a side to side movement, massaging through the glutes. Gaze can come over one shoulder and then the other. And then we'll spend our last few moments in our final relaxation with some type of legs elevated. So if you're in the chair, if you want to come to a reclined position on the couch, if you're near a wall, we're going to take legs up the wall. If you're near a couch, you can put your legs up. But if you're near a wall, you want to scoot your bottom as close as you can to the wall, and then lower yourself down, and then you're just gonna bring your legs up the wall. Also is okay if you just have a block and you wanna put that underneath your sacrum and lift your legs into a waterfall here. So find a position, even if you have a bolster and you wanna place it underneath your knees, some type of position where you allow the legs to be elevated. Even if you're near the couch and just want to put your legs up on the couch, or a couple of pillows under the legs, just find a position where you can soften down, arms by your sides. And then let your head start to relax into whatever space you're in. And let your focus come to the center of your body. As you breathe in, feel the belly filling, the balloon rising. And as you exhale, you feel the soft and sweet release. Inhale through the nose. Purse the lips and blow the air out through the mouth. And then for the next moment or so, you can find a little pumping through the legs. Maybe a little cracking through the toes, movement in the ankle, maybe open and close the legs. Just to get a little bit of energy out, maybe wobbling the legs. And then find stillness. Hands can come to the low belly. And then just allow yourself to melt here. Allowing gravity to drain the legs. Allowing all the benefits of your strength-based practice to seep through the body. Can you focus on your breath moving in and out of you? And then we'll reach our arms up overhead, find a nice stretch in the upper body. And then if you're on the wall, slowly bend through the knees. Maybe you just allow the knees to fall to one side as you rest on your side. And then keeping the eyes closed, you can slowly make your way back into a seated position. Taking your time arriving. There's no rush. And then bringing the hands back to our chest, and we'll do a little bit of pumping here. We just moved a lot of fluid in the lower half of the body. And then inhale, we'll reach both arms up, stretching up towards the sky. Get a little wiggle at the top. And then hands come down through heart center, and we can bow to one another to share our gratitude for one another, for our continued healing and community together. I will see you all very soon. Thanks for being here.